Hello everybody and welcome to my match reaction and player ratings video for Preston North End 1, Hull City 4 on the opening day of the season. Oh, what a win. What a win, what a win, what a win. I've just about got my voice back from the end of the matchday vlog. You can see when I was celebrating that fourth goal, I could hardly talk. So yeah, in this one I'm just going to do what I would normally do in a match reaction video, but change it a little bit because I want to get onto rating these players as quick as I can. In the first half, it was disappointing to concede, and to concede so early on as well. It was a real shame, just 8 minutes. The weirdest part about it was throughout the entire game you were sort of guessing what minute the game was on, because Preston didn't have a big screen, and let's face it, you're not just going to look at a clock, are you? You need to have a timer from 0 to 45, 45 to 90. You can't just do it by looking at a clock. So I had to get my phone out and look for the goal notifications as for when they scored, see how long ago the notification came and work it out from that. Bizarre. Anyway, yeah, first half disappointing to concede so early on, but we came back from it. Preston did nothing other than that goal. They did absolutely nothing other than that goal. It wasn't great for the home side. But yeah, that goal sort of gave us the wake-up call a bit. Preston came forward a little bit more, but didn't really do anything with the ball and with the possession that they had. As the first half went on, we grew into it more. We tried to get the ball to Malik Wilks, but every single time we tried to get the ball to Malik Wilks, he just had two men marking him all the time. And it was so difficult to use him to try and be a creative outlet when he's got two 6-foot+ defenders right on his back the entire time. Then we swapped Wilks and Lewis Potter for a bit, see if that did something. But whilst we were doing that, Preston had all of the ball. But the goal came eventually. We should have had a penalty before that. What the referee was doing, I don't know. I have no idea what he was doing. But, you know, I said to my dad that he was a poor ref in League One last year. How on earth is he a Championship referee? Shocking. Absolutely shocking. For me, that is a stonewall penalty. From where I was sat, that is a stonewall penalty. There's nothing even in it. It's not anything Preston's way at all. There was an offside call. Malik Wilks, he knew it was offside, so he stood for the ball. But a guy who went up to head the ball afterwards used Malik Wilks' shoulders to head the ball, then but missed it. Only got the lightest touch on it and shoved Malik Wilks towards the ball. That is a free kick, but the ref gave it as offside, even though Malik Wilks wasn't interfering with the play at all. Louis Coyle, he'd play a pass off, and then there'd always be a little nudge to him. Referee finally noticed that in added time at the end of the first half. Second half, Preston changed the shape. They brought on Sepp van den Berg and a few other players to deal with Keane Lewis Potter. City adapted to that. 1-1 at the break, 4-1 at the end. Richie Smallwood's goal was brilliant. We managed to work the ball to him. All game we were saying to him, us fans were saying, him, Doherty, Coyle, when they're in those situations where they're 20-25 yards from goal, just have a go, test the keeper. Smallwood had a go, It just dribbled along the floor, took a deflection, and went in off the post. His first goal in a Hull City shirt. Josh McGuinness added one. Keane Lewis Potter whipped it in, and bang, McGuinness. It wasn't a bang, was it? He put it on his left foot. And then Andy Cannon's goal. Oh, Louis Coyle, beautiful ball through to Tom Eaves. The mobility from our Ronaldo, right? The Jungle Cat, the ball's going out. The Jungle Cat doesn't want that to happen. So with a back heel, he keeps it in play. Andy Cannon runs onto it, and from a tight angle, he puts it through the keeper's legs. And that, with Cannon's debut goal, is the first debut goal for a Hull City player since Alfred and Dye scored on his debut against Liverpool in a 2-0 win on the 4th of February 2017 at what was then the K-Com Stadium. Let's get on to rating the players, shall we? Matt Ingram first. Couldn't have really done anything about the goal. His distribution was good. When he played short passes, he knew there was the risk and always made himself an option, or always before playing the pass made sure there was an easy option for whoever he gave it to, usually Greaves or Jones, to lay the ball off and get City out of trouble. Made a fantastic save at the start of the first half. Preston's only opportunity really off the half. It was a shot from range, looks as though it's going in. Matt Ingram in the pink, stretching out, diving to his left, gets two firm hands on the ball, tips it behind for a corner. Fantastic save. Ingram, you get a 7. Louis Coyle, excellent all game. Absolutely excellent all game. Working that right hand side line, up and down, firm tackles, hard tackles. Brilliant. An 8 for Louis Coyle. Jacob Greaves. In fact, we'll do him and Alfie Jones together. Both were very solid. Greaves got very lucky, being bailed out for a mistake. But, Championship debut has gone from League 2 to League 1 to the Championship in consecutive seasons. It's a steep learning curve for him. Give him a bit of an easier ride for now. Because, it's going to take time to adjust. The Championship is a completely different league to the other two divisions. League 1 and 2, very even, you could say. The gap between the best teams in League 2 and the, just outside the playoffs, pushing for playoffs teams in the in League 1, is very small. So it's a steep learning curve for Greaves. Just give him time. But both him and Jones were solid. Jacob Greaves gets a 7, and Alfie Jones also gets a 7. Josh Emmanuel is the player I've rated lowest for this one. Mainly because his first half was so poor. He was awful. He was atrocious in the first half. Preston had so much freedom down our left-hand side. Emmanuel was getting absolutely ran ragged. But second half, he upped his game. So, Josh, you get, it's harsh, I know, but in these graphics, I've not made any 0.5s. So, Josh, you're getting a 6. Richie Smallwood, then. A goal and an assist. His best game in a Hull City shirt. Wearing the armband. Bouncing back from all the criticism he had in pre-season. When games are purely fitness-based, it means nothing. Richie, you're my first 10 of the season. Richie Smallwood gets a 10. A standout performance from him. George Monka grabbed an assist, ran himself to absolute pieces in the game. A brilliant debut for him. He's getting a 7. Greg Doherty. In fact, no, I'm upping Monka to an 8 because him and Doherty were very, very good. Honeyman, when he comes back, will walk straight back into that team in place of Monka. But George Monka is doing a fantastic job at proving why he could be starting week in, week out for us in the Championship. And the Doc, absolutely brilliant. Up and down, always there, making himself an option. He must have covered every blade of grass out there. tackles, passes. He was absolutely everywhere, making himself a handful for Preston, giving his teammates options. Greg Doherty gets an 8 as well. Malik Wilks wasn't really in the game much because he was marked so heavily, and you could still see there was a bit of a fitness deficit having him because he's not featured in any of the 4 pre-season friendlies. Still played well from what we saw of him, so Malik, 7. Keane Lewis Potter, goal and assist. Sepp van den Berg was brought on at half-time to deal with him. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Keane Lewis Potter, you get my second 10 of the new season. What a player, what a player. And Josh McGuinness, he was always making, in the first half, we could see, he was always making runs in behind, looking for the ball off the top, but no one else, none of the players on the pitch saw it. McGuinness, they used that option more in the second half and it caused Preston problems. The defence managed to keep up with him and catch him, but by that time, there was Monka with McGuinness, there was Doherty with McGuinness, there was Lewis Potter, there was Smallwood, there was Wilks, Coyle and Emmanuel were pushing forward. So at that point, McGuinness had the options to lay the ball off, get himself into the middle, for then when Lewis Potter whipped the ball into him and he just glanced it off his left boot. Josh McGuinness, a goal, 8. And now on to the substitutes. Matt Smith making his debut. When he came on, he was mega. He looked really energetic, really positive, really lively. That's a 7 for the on-loan Manchester City man. Tom Eaves came on, got an assist with a back heel, running about, causing Preston's knackered defence issues with his fresh legs. That's how you've got to use Tom Eaves. You bring him on last 10-15 minutes of a game against tiring defenders. He will just run. You always see that when he starts. He chases down every ball. Very rarely gets there. But against tired defenders, you use that energy that he'll bring, those fresh legs, and he causes problems. Got the assist for Andy Cannon's goal. Tom Eaves gets an 8. Andy Cannon as well came on, grabbed a goal. I feel as though I should be giving him higher than Tom Eaves, but I haven't brought in any 0.5s yet. So Andy Cannon, on debut, you get an 8 as well. And James Scott came on in the 93rd minute. He played for 2 minutes, so I can't really rate him. I think he touched the ball like twice. So James Scott, the rating isn't applicable for you, my man. Apologies. The unused subs, these are just off the top of my head, were... Get my match programme out. The unused subs were Nathan Baxter, Brandon Fleming, and Deshaun Bernard. And that is your lot for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please do drop a like on it. Subscribe if you do. I'll see you for the preview for the Wigan Carabao Cup game at the MKM Stadium tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you later, everyone. Up the Tigers. Come on, you all.